that. So yeah, there was 3 reasons I was thrown into the friend zone. It wasn't because of my lack of good looks, wit, and charm, because I got those in spades. But she has some stuff going on. And through the whole course of this, when you want something and it's worthwhile, you'll make whatever sacrifice it takes to get it, especially when it comes to a good relationship. And I saw a lot of qualities in her that I really admired. So I was willing basically to do anything. Or in the case, because she was pretty explicit in her expectations, in not doing whatever it takes. Because, she said there's not going to be any until marriage and all that stuff. And so the weeks went on with that. Things progressed. Finally, we were messaging back and forth, and I was like, "Come on, I really like you. I really like." And she's like, "Well, how about if I put you in the best friend zone?" So it was a promotion. That was the 3rd time.
Maybe we can be best friends for now.
And it wasn't even. It was maybe we could be best friends. It's not like let's just be best friends. So it was like a possibility of best friends. So finally, she said, "Listen, if you're serious about me and your intentions are honorable and everything, you got to talk to my parents." And I didn't have any problem doing that. I didn't have any problem because, again, I understood, because I'd written articles and my book and everything, so I did a lot of research on courting in the Philippines. I understood how it works. So we set up a time to go over to her house, to your house, and the mother and dad were there, and the mother sat me down in the hot seat.
Hot seat.
Very hot seat. And she grilled me for quite a while. And she said, listen, this is X, Y, and Z. These are all my expectations. What are your expectations and all this stuff? She wanted to make sure that my intentions were honorable, my intentions were pure, all of that stuff. And I went through the process. And at one point she said, and she brought this up herself, she says, our family, we're working and stuff. We have money, so we're not going to be one of those families that want a foreigner as an ATM, so we're not going to be asking you for money. So I was like, oh, that's cool, because I don't have any money. Did I mention we have a Patreon? We put all the Patreon money to Spaghetti Fest. So I said, it was a fairly painless process, and I knew what her expectations were. And then finally the father came in, and she said, what do you think? What do you think? And he must have been eavesdropping or something, because he was like, oh, I don't care. And Papa's kind of, he's his own man. He does his own things. He's one of those handyman guys who just likes to work on stuff. He's always tinkering on things, modifying them.
Can't stop working.
Can't stop working. So he said he was okay with it. So then we started doing things on our own. The first time we actually traveled together, when we went down to Mindanao, and we were going to be sleeping in the same hotel room, and her mother grabbed me and said, "Ned, no." And I was like, "You can trust me. You can trust me. There's not going to be anything going on." And we slept in separate beds, I believe. Yeah, we slept in separate beds. And so we started doing things together. Then finally, February 14th was rolling around, and I got this romantic idea, because we were dating and courting and doing all that stuff, and Harana and everything. And I'm like, I'm going to ask her to be my girlfriend on February 14th, on Valentine's Day. So we went out to dinner. Then we went down to the boulevard. We were walking around. We went to Bogart's, met with some people, said hi. And then I'm like, hey, you want to take a walk? And it was a nice evening. It was a starry, moonlit night. The moon was rising over the filthy bay of Dumaguete with all its caustic trash. So we walked across the street, dodging traffic, and sat down on the seawall. And I said, hey, would you make me the happiest man on the planet, and would you agree to be my be my girlfriend? And she didn't reply right away. And there was some pacing back and forth on my part, and she was processing through it. And then eventually she acquiesced.
Yeah.
She said yeah. And my heart filled with joy and rapture, and I was so happy. I was so happy. And so what I did is I sat next to her, and I went in for the kiss. It was just going to be an innocent kiss, just a little peck. And she immediately put her hand up, put it on my face, and pushed me back. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. I was so happy that she had acquiesced to be my girlfriend, I didn't care. She could have pushed me off the wall into the filthy water below, and I've been all good with it. I could have gotten hit by a car on the way back over to get the scooter, and I would have been good with that too. So I was just happy. And some other people, some friends of yours, had seen you push me away like that. And what happened? What did they say?
They scolded me.
They scolded her. I didn't care, but they scolded her. They said, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that," and all that stuff. So again, and ever since then, while I was in the United States, you stayed at my house. We don't live together. She has her own place. Her family's made it quite clear you're not living with him until you're married, and that's cool, and I'm fine with that too. I like my personal space. Plus, Borderlands 3 is dropping tomorrow. So, anyways, they have their own place. We don't live together. While I was in the United States, she stayed here and watched my house. And every day it was the sweetest thing. She used to serenade me. She'd do a harana. She'd record a song for me every day, singing and playing guitar. Some of those are on her YouTube channel, which you can get a link to down in the video description box. And I thought that was really sweet because every morning I'd wake up, because we're 12 hours time difference, and there'd be a new song for me. And I thought that was absolutely adorable. So it was a process, but this is the easiest relationship I've ever been in.
Me too.
Her too, because it's just simple.
Yeah.
We trust each other. There's no drama. There's no arguing. There's no cheating. There's no conniving. There's no worried about who they're talking to on their phone. It's just an easy relationship. And one of the things that I've learned, again, even though when I was dating all that time, I was getting pretty discouraged, but there's millions, just like there's millions of nice women all around the world, there's millions of nice Filipinas. And you just got to be patient. And sometimes when you're actively searching for it, you're not going to find it, and then one day it's just going to walk in Dumaguete's biggest dive bar. It's just gonna, and you'll talk to her, and things will progress, and things will get better. Oh, one last thing. One of the challenges we had early in our relationship was a mutual friend of ours telling Chichay, you know what? Ned
is a chick boy.
Ned is a chick boy. Ned's no good. He's a butterfly. He goes from girl to girl to girl. Now, her point was actually somewhat valid, and I understand where she was coming from, because I had been dating for a while, and she had seen me with different women just about like every other day or every other night or whatever. And basically, those were just dates that I was meeting people. We'd go for a walk on the boulevard, have an ice cream. I'd realize it wasn't going to work out, and there was a whole series of those. So she saw me like that. So I understood where she was coming from. And then she brought up some other stuff, and we're not going to get into the details of. So some of it was true, and some of it wasn't true. And it was actually like a crisis meeting, because she called me one day and she was upset, and she said, "This happened and Mom is upset." So I had to go over there and we had to talk about it, and I had to acknowledge that some of it was true and some of it wasn't. But that's neither here nor there. The journey is the reward, and it's been a very rewarding journey. My house is filled with music. My heart, my soul are filled with music. God, it's horrible listening to other people's happy relationship videos. It's so cheesy. So again, I just wanted to recount this. It's gone on for almost 20 minutes. Hopefully this came out. This is our third attempt at doing this.
Third attempt, fourth.
3 times getting friend zoned. Everything happens in 3s. So again, we wanted to tell the story about how we met. It's all good. She's got to work in a little while. I'm going to hopefully try to process this, get it posted up. Borderlands 3 is dropping tomorrow, so y'all won't see me for a while, but you know, there's so many vloggers, Philippine expat vloggers right now, that I won't be missed too much. So until next time, this is Ned.
Chichay.
And Bridget is still crying outside because she's not going to Silliman Beach.
She is tampo.
She is tampo. She is very tampo. Puppies, rainbows, and unicorns for everyone. Take care. Hey, if you consider our work to be of any value, consider supporting us on Patreon. If you're a Patreon, you get a free copy of my ebook, and we do monthly Google Hangouts. So consider doing that, if you would please.